Mr. Grassroots right there. We just had a booth at the Winchington Fall Festival. We had hundreds of people come up and even just getting involved, saying how they could stay in touch for their events throughout the year. They also gave some money, a couple of bucks here and there. That is going to help them long-term with funding for America Fest this December, or helping pay for stuff for events in the future. So that is another way we can do it. And then being a speaker for one of our chapters. If there is someone in this room, which I think there are a lot, who are knowledgeable on a certain subject or just want to introduce themselves to the group, step up. We're more than willing to be there, have the conversations, and that's a way for you guys to network with the kids too. And these are just some examples over the last year and a half that I've been able to do with our community. This one here, Plattsburgh, New York, it was a Veterans Festival that we did this July. Awesome event, made some great connections with some nonprofits that want to work with our groups in the future. The middle one here, a couple of you probably know what it is because you're in the picture. Central Mass Conservative PAC, we did a speaking event there, getting everybody involved. March for Life in Hartford, Connecticut, getting kids involved that way as well. You're right to know. If you haven't watched the show, you're missing out. You missed me as a guest. Sportsman shows that we have in like Springfield, Massachusetts, and just banquets. It's a way for us to show that Turning Point USA is here, and again, build that network so we can go from this event to, hey, in a couple of weeks, WPI is going to have this speaker. Oh, okay, is it open to the public? Yeah, there we go. We have a room right here that's going to fill it. But again, that's how we do it. And this, I could have added easily 20 more pictures, but I don't want anyone else falling over. Sorry, I'm going to just use that. So before we get into the Q&A though, I have the honor today to have two of my high school reps here to talk about that department and go from there. So the first person I'm going to invite over is Grace.
Thank you. That was a beautiful presentation, and now I wish I had, but it's okay. I'll just use my words. Thank you so much for being here tonight. My name is Grace Mack. I am the New England High School field representative for the states of New Hampshire and I work with students on campus to establish Turning Point USA high school chapters. We call our high school program just last July. We are a little bit more introductory than the college program. We don't have our students debating on campuses. It's way more civics and community involvement. Help them get involved and make their voices heard. I will say there's some numbers back in real quick. I got hired with Turning Point USA about 10 weeks ago now. Territory as well as Matt's, yours is brand new as well, right?
Brand new.
Yep. New Hampshire and Maine are brand new states for Turning Point USA High School. And on this very cool, 6 weeks ago tonight, I had 2 chapters in Maine and New Hampshire, and now I have 35 across. And it's all because of Charlie. You know, like I'm only one woman. But Charlie was really the person who ignited this impulse of chapters. For myself, and when I say that we are indebted and also indebted to God for making this horrible tragedy turn into something else. No? All right. Well, anyways, my territory is New Hampshire and Maine, and I mean, Matt is from Massachusetts. He works in Mass, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. He's going to talk a little bit more about his experience working in the state and with the high schools in the community. So please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, Grace. And it's going to be hard for me to top that one, for sure. Thank you all for coming tonight. It means a lot. My name is Matt Giuliano, and I am the field representative for Club America overseeing the Plymouth territory. That includes Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Northern Connecticut. Okay. 6 weeks ago, I had 2 chapters. Now I have close to 20. Thank you. 6 weeks ago, I had 12 leads. I'm now up to 987. Six weeks ago, I had 2 chapters. I now have close to 20. What I want to really speak about here is what I am seeing in the Massachusetts schools. Okay. Before I started working here, much different sitting on that side of the table, hearing about how our youth is under attack. Okay. When you get on this side of the table and you're doing it day in and day out, 24/7, it becomes that much more realistic for you. Okay. I never understood how bad it was. Yeah, I had a high level overview. Okay. But I never understood how bad it actually was. You guys all applauded me for opening 20 chapters, which again, that's very nice and I appreciate that. But the amount of schools that are denying these kids from having chapters is absolutely insane to put it lightly, okay? I've had administrations give me every single excuse in the book. I'm talking about everything from, oh, the club insinuates violence, you're raising Nazis. I mean, I can keep going on and on. And then I also get things like, Matt, we don't want to get political here. We don't want to get political here. Well, guess what? I do my research, okay? I know that you have this club, this furry club, this, that. So is it that we don't want to show favoritism, or do we only want to favor one side? And when you box an administration in like that, it's very hard for them to get out. But it is a battle, okay? The furry clubs, I'm not kidding you. They literally have people, I don't know who they are, whatever, going up to these kids while they're in lunch, okay? Encouraging them to come on in, come join, see what it's about. I'm sorry, but if you're going to allow that, how are we not going to allow a Club America? Okay. One thing that I really want to go on about these Massachusetts schools about is I'm finding that schools have dedicated guidance counselors to help kids through the conversation if they want to transition or not. We're not here to talk about what's going on at home or what's bothering you. These guidance counselors are dedicated to just that mission alone. And when I found that out, it honestly made me sick to my stomach. And that is a little bit a part of my why. I'm married to a beautiful woman named Megan. I want to have children one day. I want to be a dad. And I'll be damned if I'm going to allow this country and these schools to continue the way they are. Thank you for that. Means a lot, your support. I want to let everybody know, though, we are building something special out here. We truly are. 3 months ago, we really didn't have much of a presence, at least from the high school side, okay? And that's why people like me and Grace were brought in. I'm having a lot of conversations with people that are all doing, and they're doing an amazing job. They're effective. They're efficient. But what's missing is the connector. We got 30 different people out there all doing great things. Now imagine if we all come together, okay? And that's why me and Grace and Anthony are out here. You can get involved. You hear something at your school, speak up to one of us. You could all have my phone number. You could all have my Instagram, whatever it may be. That alone is huge. So don't ever feel like you don't have a way to help out. And Anthony already gave great examples as well. Even if you want to make some food for the kids' meetings, whatever, there's always a way to help. Not everything is financials, okay? So the way I really want to leave this off with everybody is I feel like between social media and what we see on the news and all of that, a lot of us find ourselves in dark places. You know, we have a bad outlook on the world. Let me tell you something. The future is very bright. There's a lot more good people out there that want to help than bad. The way, again, I'll just kind of end this is we want every single one of you to help. All three of us will listen to each and every single one of you, and you are making a difference. Thank you all.
Okay. I'm fired up.
Same.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. All right. Well, here, I'll have the two high school reps come up too. We're going to open it up now for Q&A. If anyone has a question, stand up, have your voice be heard. We'll try to answer best we can.
Radio station, and they were saying that we went to court because the school said you cannot have a Bible study after school. And we went to court, it was 15. Anyway, they took it to court and they won. They said absolutely you can have Bible classes and Bible studies after school. You know, a club like that. So it's like I just feel like we need names. We need the names. We need to call them out on that. You know what, you're fired, or you need to leave your job, you're not, you know, part of the country's freedoms.
Yeah.
And not just say, oh, you know, I talked to this administrator, that administrator. Well, who are they? Call them out. We write letters and we try to just take action and call them face to face, get a meeting and say, what are you talking about? Because you know what, they can have a meeting and they're going to have a meeting. They can have a project and just say, no, we're going to do it. So I don't know. You know, I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
going back to school. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What are you doing here? This is your ideology. Are you supposed to be, you know, talking about schools and this and that? So that's so wrong. It's so infiltrated and pervasive. It just preaching to the choir doesn't do it. You got to go in. I know parents. I went to, but they're going into school. But one of them, she said they sending her kids to school. She walked in this. The kid from school and goes, Dad, he's like, what? This guy is a nuclear sub. That's his job. And then he went to the school. He marched to that school, went right to the superintendent's principal. He said, what the hell's going on? And I just came and asked me this question. He said, I'm pulling them up. They have makeup box and they're, oh, wait a minute, Mr. Carroll, wait a minute. Oh. He said, no, pull them out. And they his job, moving to California, it's multi-million-dollar hall.
Yep.
And you know, really sold this place and moved and put it in another school. And his sister did the same thing.
Mhm.
She went down to school, they saw, you know, kids kissing in the hallway and all this, the way they were dressed. She goes, what the hell's going on in this place? And then, what's going? She pulled the kids out of the school and did something different.
Yeah.
So, you guys here.
yeah, and that's why I made the point earlier. You got to be persistent. So even with our college kids, there are times where they'll go to the school and I'm very diplomatic. I want to work with them, not give them an excuse to say this is why Turning Point doesn't belong here. We're always there to work with them. So I've noticed this a lot. They try to just have the kids come in for a meeting and say, we'll help you start the club. We'll give you everything. And then 2 weeks go by and they hear nothing. So a lot of these schools are in a place that, you know what, we're going to tell you what you want to hear now and hope that you give up. And I think for the community, you need to be persistent when you see these things happening at the high school and college levels. Yeah. So your voice needs to be heard. And for the kids that are starting these groups, you don't give up after you hear no once. You keep going. You keep having them give you the policy. If they have to change the policy, then make them do it. We got to keep going.
This is over in Harvard, and when Trump won, the teacher came in the next day, dressed in black, and she said, "This is a day of mourning."
Yeah.
I was like, "This is so foreign to me." My great niece experienced this. And the other thing is, she's in Spanish, and she said, we don't even have a textbook. She goes, "The teacher didn't even show up this one day, and I just went out."
Hmm.
So that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's your name, by the way? Mary. Thank you for being brave and standing up. Give it up for Mary, please. So, one thing I want to say about what you were saying was, you want list of schools, you want names, you want guidance counselors. Listen, I'll tell you this right now. I have a whole document going, but we need to be strategic. There's a time and place to go ahead and do it. And trust me, I am the most eager one. I don't know if anybody can tell, but I am one of the most eager ones, okay? We got to do it in a strategic, efficient way. But Mary, you're 100% correct. They need to be held accountable. And just know, at least Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, what I'm overseeing, I have a running list. And when the time is, and yep, she does too, when the time is right, correct. And everybody will be held accountable. I give you my word on that.
And we shouldn't have Democrats or Republicans. We should all sort of fall into the non-party center to work with the community. Now, many of the people here I know because we're all registered Republicans, and many of us are officers in our own Republican city and town committees. So where's the dichotomy of not being partisan and working with Turning Point, or being partisan and working with Turning Point?
Yeah, are you saying that in regards to just how we run it at the schools or how our community members get?
Our community members.
Okay, yeah, so with that, that's why that last point I made before, having speakers come. It doesn't matter what party you're representing. When you come speak, though, don't use it as a party platform to be like, hey, so we're going to talk about election integrity today, but here's why you need to vote for me.
Yeah.
My opponent is not going to this. So there are those limits where I tell all the kids and people we work with, we are a 501c3 organization that is nonpartisan. A lot of the kids assume that we're the red hat group. So instead of labeling A and B, it's like, come have a conversation with us. And if we have a Republican speaker to come and discuss it, we're not going to lock the door and be like, no, what we want to do is inform them, educate. That's one of our tenets here with Turning Point. So, you know, as long as there's that understanding that it remains in the 501c3 compliance, we're good.
We want them to meet, we want everybody to meet in the middle. We want everybody to find a common ground.
So how was Charlie's his last event where he was throwing out all of the 47 hats and all that stuff? Like, how does that square with the charter of? In other words, he was clearly a Trump supporter, right? He was clearly throwing them all up to the crowd and trying to encourage people to become Trump supporters. How does that work with the 501c3?
Yeah, so with that, during the election cycle, I believe that Action and USA were working together, and Action is our 501c3.
Yeah.
And when Charlie, just like any of our other speakers who come to campus and do speeches, I'm not going to restrict their free speech or what they're able to do. So, you know, a lot of people like pointing to Charlie's political beliefs when we come to a campus, and I always ask, well, where did you watch that video, on Turning Point or the Charlie Kirk Show? So Charlie was an individual just like the rest of us. I would never try to restrict his free speech or right to hand out things. So yeah, I know too, I believe we were discussing this a couple weeks ago. The hats now, I believe, might be 501c3 compliant because there's not an actual election happening. So you're not endorsing a candidate, but don't vote.
Or is it current president of the United States, the country?
Very true.
So if I'm supposed to be that support the current president.
Good one. I see a hand in the back.
one thing to keep in mind when we're looking about moving the country forward, and thinking about our individual goals and purposes, that they are individual goals and purposes. And by and large, not everyone's going to agree on a small agreement, on a very restricted range of policy. So part of the way that we have to do the changes in countries is we have to have levels, have these circular rings of agreement where you might have, and I have this, right? I have like 3 or 4 close friends who I'm like, boom, 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 we agree on everything, right? And then you have a few more who agree on less, and then more who agree on less. And while maintaining that having a very limited set of beliefs, so it's like 4 basic ones, right? Like physical responsibility, what are the others? That's how you get these small type together, community trust, as opposed to sort of just like. And my question is, how can people think about bringing in friends from other groups, other I don't know, like non-political groups or clubs like this? Where can they go? Where can they refer people to when they're interested, when they know someone who might be useful to TPUSA?
That's a really good one. So are you saying students or just members?
Just if they are familiar, like what's our idea of how we get people together? The thing with the several election integrity people, how do we stop that?
Yeah, then that's a really good question. I think it's, again, every plays a role for building a turning point. So if you can see there are certain factions or groups that have the same goals but aren't coming together, why can't you be that person? Andre, you're one of my chapter leaders. You can do it. I can have a challenge. But you can be leaders in this room. Everyone can step up. Let that be your why. Are you sick of Massachusetts politics where we're not coming, and this is my personal opinion, not turning points. If that's the case, then why not step up and do something? Take action and be involved. You see these groups that want to come together and do the same thing. Be that great to unite. And ultimately, if they don't want to work together, you can say you tried. But by us just being complacent and sitting in a room for a couple of hours, and then going and not doing anything, well, that's probably not getting success. So motivate yourself and utilize that to bring those groups.
It goes back to the point of bringing people to the middle. Like we're like Charlotte took the rock people that now we have to be that we have certain points, we have to want to work with people. And some people, I'm the friend who always reaches out to my friends and stuff. Doesn't mean that my other friends don't like me, they just didn't think of it beforehand. So we have to step up and be that friend to these community connections and these organizations and make this, be comfortable. We have to be the ones that drag them out of the shell.
Yeah,
Pretty soon, it's gonna be time to vote.
it's gonna be what? I'm so sorry.
Pretty soon, it's gonna be time to vote.
Yep.
And whether it's, and if you help, vote, you might have. So, I'm scared of 1 to 10. How would you know what the Democrat vote? Who's less, even, or not even. We had to go to find out who's running and what the issues are. Maybe a lot of writers. What do you got to lose? Because you write it for voting for them. Some, not even all. My question is where they can go, how can you tell us to go? Is something coming up? Please. It's either get mail, email. The less, you know, the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if Dr. Mills happens, like, sign up for an email. Running around, taking classes in the street, please sign up for an email. So, let's load the question. Who to vote for? What's the email address?
So, and I'm sorry, my friend, are you asking if somebody's going to vote for, just say, a Democrat, how do they make that decision? Yeah. So the answer I'm about to give you is completely opinion-based, okay? For me, what I would say to that is, you want to know, you make a great point. There isn't just a website that you can just go click on and you have all your resources available to you, okay? But what I would encourage anybody who's voting for a Republican, voting for a Democrat, whatever it may be, look at what they preach and do they live the life that they preach, okay? And I understand that that might be hard, but we only have so much data available. Okay, now let me give you an example. If there's somebody running for, one of the spots or whatever, and they were somebody who glorified Charlie's death or something like that, you can tell somebody's moral compass right there, you know? Correct, I was using that as an example. Yeah. 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 Right. Correct. Yeah. 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 Yeah, no, and I honestly, I was just about to encourage you to go ahead and do something like that. You know, I think it's an amazing idea, okay? That's a resource that can be utilized for basically anybody. And my friend, I challenge you to go find that person, and if not, make it. I know you can do it. Great idea. I love that. Yeah, we'll go right here.
Hi, my question is, I don't have any connections to the high schools or colleges in the state of Massachusetts at all. Okay? How can I, as a member of a community, assist in making or helping make a connection in the high schools? With Club America.
Club America.
And
Yeah.
Turning Point. How
Yeah.
could somebody like myself help make the connection to the high schoolers?
Yeah, Anthony, I have something, but if you want to.
Yeah, well, the whole point of the presentation is to lay out, here's what Turning Point's about, here's what we're doing, here's who we're looking for to start each group. So it's basically giving you guys a blueprint in here for helping build those connections. And you and me have had conversations, I know you know. But you know.
I talk to people on a daily basis.
That's what I'm saying. Perfect spokesperson.
As part of my job, I talk to people on a daily basis.
Right,
There you
so those are people you know now, and there are always conversations. Everyone likes to talk about it. I don't have any yet, but when I do,
Oh,
I will be that person.
Hallelujah.
But you can have those conversations and we get to know them better. You know what? I know his daughter Sally goes to this high school in Windsor. We have the same beliefs, same ideas. I wonder if she's ever actually heard of the group or been involved. You can then be a voice there to connect. Whereas, really, before we started doing this, there wasn't much of a Turning Point presence out here. And I still have people in here too saying, you guys are real.
Yeah.
We exist. My chapter president at WPI, he got a random phone call one day and did not believe that we were actually real.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
Because I'm not even originally from the Northeast.
Mhm.
Okay, original Chicago area. Okay, I didn't go to school here. My kids didn't go to school here. And the closest grandchildren that I have are up in Maine.
But you use those conversations. You both.
I was gonna say, but I was like, oh, ding.
None of the ones in Maine.
Dang it. Oh,
Not yet, not yet. Let's see, my one granddaughter is 14, but she's like, I think it's 83 this year.
close. So close. So
Yeah,
close.
real close. I give the name of the town.
Man, what is it?
South Paris.
South Paris? Okay, I know what it is. The school there is, it's high school. It's like,
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Grace, but what's your name? I always like to know people's names.
Yeah, my name is Bob.
Bob,
and
nice to meet you, Bob.
yes.
I came down from Winston tonight.
Thank you for that. That is awesome, Bob. Thank you very much. Like you, have a lot of conversations on a daily basis. Okay? And one thing that I'm coming to find out is that there's a lot of people that are words of encouragement away from doing something. Okay? Some people need that one person to come up to them and say, you know what? You should do a chapter. Or, you know what? You don't have any kids or whatever. You should encourage family members. Being that voice and encourage people is what's going to drive change for somebody like you who may not have those connections, but you're talking to them on a daily basis.
See, yeah, the thing is with me is I work in retail.
Right.
Okay, so I don't have a lot of time
Of course not.
to broach this subject.
Yeah. Of course. And the only thing that I could personally say to that is look for cues. There are things that, people wear, say, do that can kind of tell you their beliefs. And I understand you're a busy man, okay? But if you can find that 30 seconds, you see somebody wearing a Jesus cross, an American flag or something like that. Hey, you heard about Club America? You heard about TPUSA? Something along those lines. Just being that encouraging voice, I'm telling you, goes a lot further than the average person here thinks.
You could also go to your local school board meeting.
Yep.
Talk about Club America. A lot of parents I know have done that, and it's been very, very
Thank
cool.
you.
I think that's good. Yeah.
I'm wondering, is Turning Point USA at the high school level, where our young minds are being molded at such a young age, is often discussing the issues across our country, which we know is true. Is TPUSA going to address the issues of identifying school? I spent 2 years on my town's financial committee, and then 5 years chairing the board. In those 7 years, roadblock I ran into in my municipality, whether monetary or the national road subsections, ran into all around the school. School committee, like, we realized 64% of problem in every election. And that's not elected in Republican state representative for 20 years.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, has still had 5 members usually across the board, 4 out of 5 on the school committee Democrat re-election. This is my town as an example, they publicly see that school coordinators, teachers, get their friends that are on the school committee by majority vote. Is TPUSA in the Commonwealth of Mass, as an example, considering doing or allocating financial allocation to the concept of identifying school committees who, as we know, target and write all the bylaws that set the rules for keeping chapters such as this out of school chapters. Teachers must abide by what the school committees write the rules and regulations that are elected by the populace. Is TPUSA addressing or considering addressing as 50 to 55% of all municipal budgets are financially dedicated to mass public schools, as an example,
Is TPUSA considering identifying the school committees in our?
That was a really good question.
Yeah,
That was fantastic.
yeah, no. A+, give it up to him. I go, do you? Yeah, go ahead, please.
What's your name, real quick? Keith. Thank you, Keith. That's a really, really insightful and loaded question, honestly. I can speak for, I mean, Matt, obviously, and myself, when I say that, it's not even students that are the problem. It's the adults. It's the school committees. You're absolutely right. They are the ones that are keeping these chapters from the schools. Kids want it. Parents want it. Some teachers might even want it. The principals literally live in fear of the superintendents. They live in fear of the school boards. I have some schools that won't even allow the chapter to be called Club America. They have to call it something else. They've run principals with their jobs, with their tenure. I think that's the right word. It's awful. They've been trying to kick school board members off the lineup until next election. It's horrible. And I think as the program grows more and Club America / frankly USA High School becomes more of a force in the nation, I do think that is something that our administration should definitely consider, especially for the more difficult territories as such as up here and probably in California. But as of right now, I don't know of any initiatives to
No.
forward that. But I think it's a really, really amazing idea, and it's a spark that we can definitely like, because these kids need help, and they can't be under these people's thumbs anymore.
Because if the school committee is not going to allow the chapter because they consider inciting hate speech or quote, a lack of equal rights.
Yep.
Never going to get foot in the door.
Nope.
Well,
Yeah, the school committee in Mass will always try to defer to Mass legal counsel if it's within the budgetary powers of the town manager's discretion to call. And if they can afford to fight it, they'll try to block it, hoping it'll walk. That's the other problem. It leads to the allocation of funds to challenge it, because they're hoping we'll give up and move on to the next community. That's what I'm asking. Is it going to become a target in the future?
Can I interrupt on this one?
Yeah.
My name is Josh Baldridge. I'm a registered Republican in City Leominster. I serve on a local school committee here now. I'd love to have somebody come to the school committee.
Yeah. Give it up for him.
Talk to us, come see us. If you want to get put on the agenda for public comment, you have to talk to us to get put on the agenda. So reach out to us. We love it. Right now in Leominster, we have a majority Republican school committee. That's unheard of.
Give it up to Leominster.
One contested race that can make that whole thing this year. But on the last 4 years, sorry, we've been majority Republican. So that means 4 Republicans on the committee, and we have to consider being there.
Yep.
And so, one can speak on my school committee, we would never block any, because if you block one, you have to block all.
That's right.
So that's the rationale. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
no, that's so sweet.
please, that was phenomenal. Yeah, we're gonna go here and then we're gonna go here. Oh,
And literally right now, the editor of our newspaper, what she did, I turned in my trespass and stopped recording because she showed me her card. She's a member of the Democratic Socialist Movement of America.
Oh.
there it is. Good for you. No, seriously, good for you. Like we said, fully loaded question. One thing I just want to touch on that. Obviously, we don't know the direction that TPUSA is going to do in that, but I can tell you something from a personal standpoint. I plan on holding these superintendents and school boards accountable. I don't need TPUSA to tell me that. I'll just go do it.
Exactly. That's part of our job. We stick up for these kids. I'm not afraid to call any principal, any administrator, any school board member, because these kids deserve their right to free speech. They're violating every law in the book by denying these clubs and denying their First Amendment, which is just frankly kind of disgusting. So, I mean, like Matt said, I hope that TPUSA pays more attention to it in the future, but did you want to say something else?
Yeah, there's an organization that's nonprofit that I think you guys should really collaborate with.
What is
Which
it?
is Massachusetts Family Institute.
I just heard about them literally yesterday.
I have this number. It's literally been, yes.
We're going to talk after this.
I have to bring
Yep.
But for parents, what they're trying to do is get a database. All right, and they will teach you how to do public record requests. Figure out what is going on in those public schools.
I
They
love it.
literally have Zoom. We teach you how to do that. And they're getting a database of all the stuff that they have in the school. They also have lawyers set up to help you guys when the kids get denied. What they want to do is they've won every single issue that they've had with the kid getting denied a Christian group within their public school. And that's what their lawyers literally want. So I have Michael's number for you.
You are the best.
And I need you guys to connect. This girl home.
Yep.
But
I give you my word. We will do it. My word is good as gold.
he's been wanting to try to get a hold
That's beautiful. I love that. Thank you.
but that's what they do.
Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. She's been patiently waiting. She did? Okay. We'll get to you after.
One more.
Yeah.
Westminster and Akron, I substitute teach there, so I'd like to get involved.
That's awesome.
I just want to know how it's like.
Yeah, and that's something that me and you can all connect on after for sure. And thank you. Yeah. I couldn't really hear him. What did he
He's
say?
a junior in high school. He wants to start a chapter.
Oh, okay. It was hard for me to hear what's going on. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'll get you over a chapter form. I can connect with you personally. We'll make sure that you have 3 total people and we can get you started right away.
You live
All
in
right.
Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
He's your rep.
I'm your guy. So we'll go ahead, we'll connect, and we'll work together to make sure you start. Give it up for it. That's phenomenal. All right. We'll get to you. You have one right here. And we have people still talking. If everybody can keep their little voices down just a little bit, we'd appreciate it. No, give it a minute. People,
Q&A still happening, guys.
Q&A is still happening. Please be
Thank you.
respectful.
Good evening, everybody. I'm the acting Anna Maria president over at Anna Maria College. And I guess what my question is here today is how do we handle political violence on campuses? Because that's been happening online. I personally have been threatened by people, and some teachers have also been threatened, not just with words, but with weapons. So how are we supposed to handle this on our campuses? If we are to have a Turning Point USA chapter on campus.
Yeah.
Well,
Good question.
to start out, first and foremost, we will denounce any such happening on campuses. Nobody should be any passion at the school. I believe if that is, we discussed this. That's the case right now. We are going to approach it and see that people are held accountable. Because these campuses are supposed to be places where we can have the conversations and be safe and then not being. So. Especially when we get there.
And what school do you go to?
College, Paxton.
Ah, got it. Okay. And yeah. Yes, he's the lady.
High school chapter.
Yeah.
If you don't have one, you have 100 kids.
Correct.
Can you talk about the dynamic of getting the right teachers? How do you get them involved?
Yep.
What can one do to find it?
Sure. All right, so we give the students a lot of resources to help with that. We have free letters and information packages that they can take to teachers. We help them word it. We try to start a sixth club, like a patriotic club. And the commitment is pretty low for teachers. We have students start with their favorite teachers first, ones they have pre-existing relationships with, and then they move forward. And if that maybe got better, doesn't work, then they move to the department. They usually start with if there's like a shop class at the high school. They start more with trade, and then some of them go into like the history department, like social studies department. And then the students can also look at what clubs are already in their high school. Look at the advisors for each club. And if there's a fellowship of Christian athletes, like you the government club, that guy's probably gonna be your best bet, other than the, the line. Yeah. But you know, those teachers cannot as the club, they can pull you in those directions. And especially in these very like blue and moderately conservative territories, it's important for the students to know and the community members who are helping these students to find teacher advisors that we will protect them. We do not want controversy. We do not want them to lose their jobs. We do not want them to get threatened or get paid from their bosses, from the community. This club is not about controversy. It's just about supporting the kids, and they should be treated
Right.
as such by the principal as they would any other club. There are, you know, laws that protect them from that. That's where we step in and help them. I think it's important for the kids to know how to say it, how to promote the club, what teachers to go to first, and then how to present it.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to elaborate on that. I've had students that are a little bit more shy to, go up to that teacher or what. It can be a little intimidating, but we do have the beauty of social media. I've had, I think, 2 schools now find their chapter advisor because they looked them up on Facebook and saw either Republican type of ideologies or faith-based ideologies, just cues that say, hey, I can go approach this person, so people can definitely do their homework there. Okay. Thank you all for the questions. We're going to put an end to that and pass it over to Anthony.
Yeah, so I'll just reiterate, thank you to everyone who came out tonight, we appreciate it. Hopefully we get to see more throughout the year here, more involved on our campuses, high schools, stuff like that. I'd like to end it though, can we get everyone up on the stage for a
Yup.
picture?
Do not be shy. Get on up here. Thank you.
Can I help you? You want to pass these signs out?
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to hold the sign? Yeah, let's get some.